everybody, and welcome back again to the channel. This is once again another movie review, and this is another movie that I like from my DVD collection that I still have, and it's the movie Near Dark by Kathryn Bigelow. So that's the cover there, Near Dark, Pray for Daylight. Obviously from the title it sounds like a it's going to be a vampire movie, which it is. So it's very cool. It's also a road movie, which I've discussed before. That's one of my favourite sort of movies. So some cool cover art there of the pack on the hill. Explain about the pack in a minute. So this is the back. Got some images from the movie. And so romantic and haunting, tender and terrifying, it oozes atmosphere as thick as blood. And that's by Total Films, 4 stars. So in the dusty heat of the American Southwest, innocent country boy Caleb Colton, played by Adrian Pastar, is seduced by a beautiful girl, Jenny Wright, into joining a roving pack of vicious drifters led by the enigmatic Jesse Lance Henriksen from Terminator and Aliens. But this is no ordinary band of outlaws. Caleb is now trapped in a nightmare of soulless evil that waits in the shadows, hellish mayhem that thrives on blood, the horror that begins near dark. So that's the write-up on the back. That's the official sort of movie write-up from this DVD. A couple of points I would disagree with there. I'll explain those in a minute, but that's part of the reading write-up. Sorry, losing my words here. Right, so Near Dark was 1987, billed as a horror western movie. It was released in the UK in 1988. It's set in Oklahoma, and once again it is part of my favourite movie genre, which is road movies. I've explained this before. Road movies are exactly what I say they are. They're on the road, constantly moving. I love stories on the road. That are moving, you know, different sites, different things to see, diners, different police forces, especially in the States, you know, different police forces, different bits of land and different things to see, and they're always moving, and you know, you can't pin them down, road movies. And they're one of those sort of films where, like you say, it's almost like it's always hunting you, isn't it? It's always after you, it's always fast moving. So they're my favourite kind of movies, like Jewel, Jeepers Creepers, you know, just movies that are on the road and moving. The Hitcher, you know, I've already covered those already. So if you see those other reviews, which I've done, you may enjoy those as well. But this is Near Dark, so Near Dark 1987. Very good cast. Some of the names are very recognisable because they've been together before in, as you'll see in the movie Aliens. You've got some really good characters in this. So you've got a young lad called Caleb Colton, who's just an Oklahoma local lad, and he's the young man that's sort of about town in this movie. He runs into May, a girl called May, the beautiful May, who's played by Jenny Wright. She plays like a country girl sort of thing. Very mysterious, very quiet. And this is where I differ with the back cover, because obviously, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, I am going to put spoilers in here, so from this point onwards you might just want to watch it. It is a great movie, so make sure you watch it, you know, and if you want to cut off now, you can cut off because there are going to be spoilers. May turns out to be a vampire. Now, what I disagree with about the back cover description was that Caleb wasn't really recruited into the pack. He was supposed to have been May's kill, basically May's food for the night, because it turns out she's part of the vampire clan that's in this story, and they're going from town to town, moving from town to town, killing in their you know, in their need for blood as vampires, basically. So this movie touches on a little bit of vampire lore, that they need blood to survive. Doesn't really touch on much more than that, other than daylight being the enemy. And that's with most vampire things, isn't it? They can't walk in daylight, can they? Even though some legends say they can walk in daylight, but their powers can't be used in daylight. That was in the original Bram Stoker's kind of theory, wasn't it, of Dracula? However, this movie is like, sunlight is a no-no. It will disintegrate you. So that part of the movie is sticks to that law. So May turns out to be struggling with her position in the group, and Caleb is going to find out what May is actually going through, because May actually has a heart. Even though she's a vampire, she's not quite got that full murderous lust for blood that the others in the group have, which is a good thing to touch on in this film, because although she does bite Caleb and she does feed on him, she doesn't want to be a vampire, so to speak. She's missing her old life, and she's not quite happy being in that environment as the others are, as you're going to find out as the review goes. So you've got those characters, they're really cool. You've got obviously Jesse, who's the leader of the vampire pack, and he's played by the great Lance Henriksen, obviously from Alien and other great movies such as Alien. You've got lots of other films he's been in, which are really like top-notch movies, you know. So basically, in conversation, it goes back that Jesse is actually a kind of almost like ex-Civil War kind of character, who's was obviously turned during the Civil War of the United States. So he's very old as a character, which is good. That's alluded to in the actual film. So yeah, so you've got him. He's a great character in this. You've got the character, the female lead, called Diamondback. Diamondback is played by the very cool Jeanette Goldstein. You know, we'll all remember her as being the bad Mama Vasquez from Aliens. She's obviously a very, very cool character. So and then you've got the Severin character, who's obviously played by the great late Bill Paxton. Very sadly no longer with us anymore. Didn't die too long ago, you know, but illness took him from us, unfortunately. But what a great character he was, and obviously he was in other Aliens, wasn't he? In the Aliens, played great. Predator 2, weren't he? He had many films he had been in, was really good. I like the sleazy character he played in True Lies. I really liked him in True Lies. I thought he was really great in True Lies. You got now part of the group is a young lad called Homer, who appears to be about 12 years old, but he's very bitter about being turned at around 12 years old, because he's actually about 50 years old inside. So he's been a vampire for around 50 years, but his body has stayed at 12 years old. So he's very bitter, because obviously he wants to lead an adult life, but he can't. So that's a cool part of the movie. You've got a regular 80s, 90s TV star was Lloyd Colton, who was played by Tim Thomerson. He was very, very good. He was in a lot of the 80s shows. He used to play a bad guy normally, I believe, in the 80s, 90s TV shows. And then you've got Sarah Colton, who's played by Marcy Leeds, who plays Caleb's little sister. So, going back to this movie, it all starts with the fact that Colton is obviously, he's at that age where he's looking for, you know, a girlfriend, and hanging out with his friends and stuff like that, and that's when he comes across May. So basically, the film is called Near Dark. A lot of it is at night, obviously, because they sleep during the day. So a lot of this movie is at night. So there's a lot of darkness in this movie, but it is very good. So we go back to when May obviously bit Caleb, and she's supposed to actually kill him, according to I think it's Jesse or one of the others during the film, that he never was supposed to be part of this clan. They were moving through, they go out of an evening, so what they do is they stay on the road, they sleep during the day, and they move from town to town, committing very grisly murders in like diners and truckers and stuff like that. People who aren't going to be noticed to be missing straight away, if that makes sense. So, say it's a good movie. So she bites him. He then gets obviously infected. Now, this is another part of the vampire lore this movie sticks to, which is very odd. And it's reference feeding. Now, in this movie, something interesting happens with that, because it's kind of portrayed that, to me anyway, through looking at it, that unless you feed, you're not fully turned. But then there's a scene in the film which changes that, which I'll talk about in a little while. So they then kidnap Jesse and May, and they hit the road. And that's when they then kidnap Caleb Colton. Caleb Colton's his surname, isn't it? So then they kidnap him, and that's when he meets Jesse, Diamondback, Severin, and Homer, and May, and they're all on the road together. And that's when he learns what they truly are, how depraved they are, and how merciless they are. Obviously, apart from May, who doesn't really seem to agree with what they're doing, but feels trapped. And with Jessie, I think she starts to feel like she's found someone on the same level as her, who knows they have to feed, but at the same time doesn't really like it. Whereas the others, Jessie, Diamondback, Severin, and Homer, seem to really enjoy what they do, which is quite the disturbing part of this movie. So Caleb is then given a time period to feed, because the group are saying that they're not having another May in the group. It seems like they already feel like they've made a mistake with May, because May doesn't want to kill and they're really struggling, and they don't share food. So they're really enjoying doing what they do, but they feel like they're carrying May. Now they don't want to carry Jesse as well. So they give Jesse an ultimatum that he has to feed. So that's a good part of the movie, because it shows Jesse's struggle all the way through, how he tries to break away from the group and can't. They sort of then, what's the word? They sort of show him that he's trapped, basically, by doing certain things, and showing that if he doesn't comply, he's just going to die like everybody else. Which is a good movie, but it shows the true evil of the group as well, and what they're like. So what happens in this movie? So the build-up is that Caleb's father then comes looking for him, hits the road with the daughter and goes looking for him, and he's tracking them down. He's trying to track down where they're going, and because all he sees is the son get dragged into a motorhome, and that's the last he sees of him. And he's going from around a small town with the flyers, doing all the usual stuff, missing person, trying to figure out what happened to his son. And for the love of his son, it's very strong. He ends up tracking him all the way from town to town until he finally catches up with him. And then the big sort of, climax of this movie is when Jesse basically explains to him that he's got to allow them to feed on his family. which is like and it's gone too far, you know. And that's when Jesse realises that he's got to fight back. He's got to escape. Now, what I was saying earlier about the vampire lore stuff with if you haven't fed, you're not fully there, you can still be saved, is slightly changed in the movie, because the father is a farmer who has his veterinary experience, and he performs on May and Caleb a blood transfusion, which turns them back into regular people. Now, that's something I haven't seen really touched on before in a movie, apart from Blade with the serum. When he has a serum, doesn't he, in the original? He injects it into the female's neck, doesn't he? And it's like a serum of garlic and silver. Even though it doesn't work, does it, in Blade? It's explained it doesn't work, that she's still turning, isn't it? But yeah, so in this movie he performs a blood transfusion, which is really cool, and he transforms them back. However, that then turns into a really, really good part of the film, because that then touches on the human element of being so much weaker, not able to fight against them, because obviously they've got super strength, haven't they, these vampires in movies. And Caleb and May now have to try and survive as humans, because the rest of the group is coming back for them. For some reason, this group is not content with being wronged, or anyone getting away or leaving them. I don't know whether that's the fear of them being exposed or discovered, or just the fear of arrogance of of being dominant. But yeah, it's a good movie, really good. The character that plays Homer is really good. He, like I say, he does very well with the acting of him. You can clearly tell he's an adult, but he's in a child's body, so looking at him, it's really cool to watch. But the acting is really good, because you really do get the feeling that he's this, this poor, unfortunate soul who's got caught up in it all. But obviously he has the bloodlust. He enjoys killing. And Severin especially is like Jesse's proper apprentice, because he loves killing. And Jesse obviously has no problem killing, and neither does Diamondback. So that part of the movie is really good. Scenery is very good. There's lots to see in this movie. Lots of the diner scene is absolutely epic. There's a lot of quite comedic scenes by Bill Paxton. You know, he always plays a good wild person. Even though what he's doing in the movie is totally brutal, it's still quite comical how he does things. You know, like there's some great bits like the finger licking good sort of, murder scene. If you've seen this, you'll know what I'm talking about. But yeah, so there's a really good scene at Roadside Diner. There's some good police chase scenes, gunfights and stuff like that. So like I say, it's got the Western atmosphere, the roads, it all looks good, the scenery looks good. And again, but looking at it, it looks quite low budgeted sometimes, some of the scenes. So, but like you say, when it comes to certain movies, people have a way of not needing that big, huge budget. Just make it and still make it look great. So it's quite gory in places. But nothing that's over the top these days. You'd sort of look at it now and think, well, this ain't really all that, is it? But the film itself is still really good. It still really does stand the test of time. Lance Henriksen's character, he's pure evil in this. You can tell he's pure evil, and it's really good. And Diamondback, obviously, this is the same. It all started with this Jesse character. He obviously at some point he got turned, and then he's recruited his little pack. His pack's gone slightly off the road somewhere, because he's obviously got May, and they're getting sick of sort of carrying her, because like I say, she seems to be reluctant about what they do, and they definitely don't like the arrival of Jesse. So it's well worth watching this movie. It's one of those classic movies. It's got the vampires, it's got the country and western feel to it, sort of vibe. It's got the great sights, like I say, and it's a road movie, so it's all in one, you know. So what would I say about this movie? Give it a watch. It's well worth watching. It's, like I say, it's a fantastic movie. Once again, so thank you for tuning in. I'm really enjoying doing these movie reviews. This is one of my favourite movies again. Like I said, I've got a group, a pile of movies on DVD that I really love to watch, and this is one of the ones I can watch over and over again. So, as I say to you guys, pray for daylight. It's a great movie. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. It is quite hard to do these, you know, when you haven't got much subscribers and you're trying to build your channel. So if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. If you don't want to like and subscribe, don't have to. If you don't even like the review, you can drop me a comment. Drop something in the comments saying if you like this movie or you don't even like my reviews or whatever. I'm always happy to talk to anybody. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you guys again soon.